What's going on, guys? Matt over here with ZL1 Addons, and today we are installing the front splitter extension for Camaro ZL1 for the years 17 through 19. As you guys know, 2019 is a new model year. They did change some things, but the front end of the ZL1 is the same. And I will caveat, this will not work with the ZL1 1LE. That has a lot more aero stuff going on underneath, so just keep that in mind. But let's get right into this install. So for the install, this product uses all stock mounting locations. You're not adding, cutting, doing anything like that. So we've already pulled the bolts out of this vehicle, but you'll be using mounting points here. You'll be pulling your stock bolts out, and we'll be replacing them with the ZL1 add-on ones. There'll be mounts here, and then mounts across the front of the splitter, and then mirrored on the other side. So once you remove those, it's gonna be these three here, I believe it's 3 in the center, no, sorry, 4 in the center, and then again 3 and 3, and then we'll go ahead and mount it up. So we'll go ahead and get the splitter here, mount it up, and put our new screws in. Sorry, and looking at the new splitter extension, there's actually one. So it's the 3, 3, 4 in the center, 3, 1, 3. This was the first prototype. We did originally have 2 screws in this location. Yours will not have this. So on the install, you will have 4 spacers. That's going to create a nice gap between the upper splitter design. You'll see how it steps up in the GM design. We have custom fitted spacers there. We'll start the 2 screws in the center. And again, since this uses stock mounting locations, we can get these hand threaded in place, and we can get the rest of the bolts in. So, and just to highlight, in the kit, you will have shorter screws. These are your outside edge, and the longer ones are the ones that you pair with the spacers for the center of the splitter extension install. So you'll notice we did hand tighten or finger tighten all of these bolts across the front. And the reason for that is because we're also going to be putting on a Fender extension here that connects here to there. And we want to make sure we have a little bit of wiggle room. You'll notice that the holes that these bolts go into are a little bit bigger. That's why we give you big washers to make sure these screws connect tightly and appropriately. But that way, so we have wiggle room on both sides to mount the Fender extension here, and we'll show you how that installs in just a second. Now that we have the front splitter finger tight all the way across the front, we're going to go ahead and get the Fender extension in place. There's going to be 3 screws with spacers. You're going to need all of those to put it up in place. Here, let's switch spots here. And again, these go in direct placement holes already. You're just going to use our screws and replace the factory screws. There's no tape, no cutting, no anything. There you go. Now all the screws are in place. We can tighten those up and repeat on the other side. Now that we have the extension tightened up, we're going to go ahead and put the 3 bolts that attach the Fender extension to the splitter extension. We'll repeat on the other side, and now we can tighten up all the bolts across the vehicle.